Welcome back to Bite-Sized Theology. Today we turn to the question, what is humanity? You know, in a world that there are so many voices trying to define who we are, biologically, culturally, even through our achievements or success. But the Bible gives us a clear and powerful picture of what it means to be human. You know, Genesis 1:27 says, "So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them." That phrase, image of God, is something called the imago Dei. It means every person carries God's mark, his signature, if you will, in their very being. It's what gives every human dignity and value. So think of it like this. If you ever go to a concert or a sporting event, you'll see people trying to get autographs from their hero. And if they do get a signature on their poster or jersey or whatever it is, they immediately treat that item differently. They frame it, they protect it, they display it, they set it apart. Well, in the same way, every human carries God's signature. That's what makes people so infinitely valuable, because of the image of God in their life. There's another thing that's true about humans, and that is that human beings are unique in creation. We are not pure spirit like angels, and we're not purely physical like the beasts of the field. We are what one theologian called middle creatures, body and soul woven together. Now, here's something important. Our bodies are not bad. They are part of God's good creation at the very beginning of the story. However, sin twisted both our bodies and our soul, but God's plan is not to scrap one and save the other. It's actually to redeem all of who we are. And so Christianity isn't about escaping the body, it's about God restoring us fully, body and soul, through Jesus Christ. But there's a problem. Voltaire once said, "In the beginning, God created man in his own image, and man has been trying to repay the favor ever since." Isn't that true? Instead of reflecting God, we often try to remake God in our image. Genesis 3 shows us that what went wrong was that humanity rebelled against God. Romans 3:23 will say, "All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." See, sin, it distorts this image of God in us. It fractures our relationships with God, with others, and even within ourselves, we can feel this brokenness. So if we are impacted by sin, then how do we know what it means to truly be human? Where do we look? We look at Jesus. He is the perfect image of God, fully divine and fully human. He shows us what it looks like to love God and neighbor, and to live without sin, and to walk in perfect obedience. Now here's the hope. It's that through his death and resurrection, Jesus doesn't just forgive us our sin, he actually is remaking us. Colossians 3:10 says that believers are being renewed in knowledge in the image of their Creator. The way we become truly human is by joining Jesus in his resurrection life. So, to answer the question, well, what is humanity? Well, first of all, we are image bearers of God, created with dignity and worth. We are also middle creatures, body and soul, both good, but both in need of redemption. We are sinners, broken and fallen, but in Christ Jesus, we can be restored to true humanity. So here's your call to action this week. When you look at yourself in the mirror, remember, you bear the imago Dei, the image of God. And when you see other people, friends, strangers, neighbors, even enemies, remember that they carry God's image too. Because when you look at Jesus, you see the truest picture of humanity. And when you belong to him, his resurrection life makes you who you were always meant to be. Thanks for joining me, friends. Keep thinking deeply, living fully, and loving God with all your heart and all your mind. And we will see you next time on Bite-Size Theology.